What's happening, guys? Coach G coming back at you again. Listen, I wanted to make sure that I got in contact with you guys to get you guys some really good information that's going to help you guys out right now. Right now, we're in the midst of a crazy holiday season, right? So if you've experienced anywhere from like November 1st up until January 2nd, and you're trying to overcome a compulsive habit, you're trying to create a new way of living, you're trying to pursue the best life possible for you, something has probably gotten in the way of that. As a matter of fact, it's like the biggest hang up when it comes to us dealing with handling our habits. You see, first off, everybody deals with habits the wrong way. We like to address the two parts that really we can't control outright, and that's going to be the triggers and the actions. So that leaves us with the really only battleground that we have right now is going to be what happens in here. Our thoughts. So listen, what I wanted to get you guys today was a nice message that discussed the 4 deadly thoughts that you're going to have, particularly in this holiday season. So let's go ahead and talk about it, right? And outside the holiday season, you're going to be able to see this in so many other areas as well. But these are the 4 types of thoughts that you just got to be mindful for. And I'm going to talk about also how we're going to work on challenging these thoughts and creating new thoughts. Now, the first thought that we got to deal with, self-deprecating thoughts. Listen, guys, these are probably going to be some of the loudest thoughts you're going to have in your head. Self-deprecating thoughts. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the thoughts where you're talking like crap to yourself. Right? And listen, this conversation is not just for you, the one suffering, the addict. This is also for your partner as well. You're going to see these thoughts manifest on both sides of the system here. So let's take a look at it, right? We got our self-deprecating thoughts. You're just talking like crap to yourself. Everything that happens results in you ending up feeling like you're a loser, like you're a failure, like you're garbage. You're the lowest thing, right? I mean, even on like a very light scale, I used to deal with this, right? And here's what would happen. My wife would ask me to do something so small. And she'd ask that of me in the beginning part of the day. It could be stop at the store and pick up something. It could be, make sure you call A, B, and C while you're out today at work. It could be something, but it was small. And I proceed with the day, and it's a great day. I mean, listen, I'm doing great at work. I'm on top of my eating plan. I'm making great contact with my wife. I'm showing a level of investment. I'm accountable with my time. I'm not acting out. I get home. It's like a perfect day. I've made dinner, rubbed the feet, and I get asked the question, hey, did you do blah, blah, blah? And by the way, ladies, I'm not saying blah, blah, blah like it wasn't important. Just that I can't quite remember it right now. Anyways, she was like, hey, did you do blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, oh, no, I didn't do blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the deal. I had a really great day. As a matter of fact, my wife would have even attested. It was a really great day. My wife would have been like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Deal with it tomorrow. It wasn't something that was too pressing. But like I already said, it was something small. Me, on the other hand, in my head, I'm a loser. I suck. I completely blew it. I had one thing to do, and I couldn't even get that done. I suck right now. And even on a deeper scale, guys, what about the times that you've told yourself, hey, look, I'm not going to act out anymore. That was the last relapse I'm going to have, and it happens. God, I feel like crap. I feel horrible. I feel like garbage right now. For the partners out there, those moments when you think that you've done everything you can do, and you think that you've done that one final piece that like really says, you know what, I'm going to keep him steady right now, and then he acts out and you feel the exact same way. Listen, that's a self-deprecating thought. It is the loudest thought that you're going to have screaming in your head. Thought number 2 is right under self-deprecating. It's self-doubt. You see, self-deprecating is kind of like you actually initiated in something. Like you were in the process of it, but it didn't like come to fruition. It didn't quite really happen, right? Self-doubt, it doesn't even let you begin the action. Self-doubt says, I can't. I'm never going to. I'm unable to, right? And listen, you hear self-doubt a lot from athletes, right? When they kind of hit that wall, right? If you ever had the chance of interacting with like a power lifter or a marathon runner, and they tell you about that time when it's like, I just didn't think I could do another rep or take another step, go that extra, pound on what I had to get done kind of deal. And for us, self-doubt's going to hit the exact same way. It's like, almost waking up and saying, well, I acted out last night. I'm never going to get rid of this habit. For the partners, maybe you're sitting there saying to yourself, you know what, he's never going to get rid of this habit, or you know what, I'm never, going to, hey, forgive him. Right? We're going to doubt yourself before we even allow ourselves to begin the process. Here's number 3 for you guys and gals. It's self-entitlement. Self-entitlement. What does self-entitlement say? Self-entitlement, that's the sound in our head that sounds the absolute best. That thought is what gives us permission to do the things that truly aren't even healthy for us. Think about it. Again, I'm going to start small for you guys, right? You had a banging diet and workout routine from Sunday to Friday. Every leafy vegetable you got in. You got in every bit of gram of protein. You got in every rep. You did every session at the gym. And Saturday comes and you're like, you know what? I worked out all week long, man. I deserve to have a day off. Saturday comes and you're like, you know what? I ate great all week long. I haven't had my favorite dessert in months. I deserve to have my dessert right now. Let me get that slice of cake. Listen, I'm going to really talk to my brothers out there right now who are suffering from this addiction right now and this compulsive habit. What about those times when you've been clean and you haven't relapsed, say for a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months, and you all of a sudden have it in your head that's like, you know what? I deserve to have my wife's trust back. I deserve to have her not attack me or what you may perceive as an attack, or I deserve her to forgive me and to move on now because I've maintained this behavior for X amount of time. You know what? I've been clean all this time. She hasn't even given me any extra attention or affection. Well, what am I supposed to do? I got nothing else to do. I need to go ahead and cheat, or I need to go ahead and act out and watch porn right now. Self-entitlement. Ladies, be careful about it. Same thing can impact you as well. Don't be the person that gets so scorned and damaged from a relationship that your thoughts become, well, look, if they did it, I can do it too. They slept around town. They did this. I can do this too. They were reckless with their life. They didn't have any care about the household. Why can't I right now? I should be able to right now as well. Listen, we are all entitled to something. I want to make that clear. But what we are entitled to is to be able to have another opportunity at having a chance at pursuing a great life. That does not ever change. And I want to make something clear before I go on to number 4. If you guys haven't caught on yet, what do those first 3 things involve? Let's run through it real quick. Self-deprecating, self-doubt, self-entitlement. Self-deprecating, self-doubt, self-entitlement, self-deprecating, self-doubt, self! Which means what? It's all about you! So what am I really saying right now? Look, one of the great principles about mindfulness and the really own principle that you guys got to know about it is that it's the ability to stay present in the moment without judgment. So what am I saying at that point is that if you're present in the moment without judgment, you can't have somebody else's feelings to impact you, how they feel about you to impact you. And I'm not saying that it's not hard, but self-doubt, self-deprecating, self-entitlement, those are things that originate with you. Nobody else, just you. You. Sorry if that's something you haven't heard before, but this is all going to come back to you. Last, personal objectification. Now, listen, in a nutshell, for the guys out here, the ones that act out right now, you're going to recognize this just as like your sexual thoughts, right? Like, you know what? She has a great butt on her, or she has a great set of breasts on her, or wow, that perfume right there, and oh, wow, I don't know if she's wearing any underwear right now. Like, that's how we begin to see it. But I want you all to understand, The reason why I'm calling it personal objectification and not like your sexual thoughts, and again, because this works for both sides of the spectrum right now, is because with personal objectification, what we're going to include in that is not just how we objectify a person, but also how we objectify property and how we objectify ideas and how we also objectify like people. So we got people, I'm sorry, I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm going to explain it like really in two ways for you. Here's what I'm trying to say with it, right? Personal objectification. We got your sexual thoughts. Cool. Let's go ahead and put them out the way. Here's another one I want to lay on you guys. I remember distinctly me and my wife were in a very rough spot in our relationship, right? And we go out to get something to eat, thinking this is going to be the nice meal that's going to help rekindle things, right? And I have a glance. I want you to realize that this thought occurs within a 5-second to 5-minute just glance of something. I have a glance at another couple, not the woman, the couple. And man, this couple is all over each other. I mean, they got the whole Lady and the Tramp thing going, like spaghetti being shared, the whole nine, and you know, I love you, and they're just all over each other, like right in the restaurant. And I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm like, why can't my wife be like that? My wife sees the exact same scenario and she's looking at the exact same situation. You know what she ends up telling me later on that night? Why can't you treat me like he treated her so that I can do those things for you? Before I even had a chance to be like, why is my wife not treating me like that? She had already personally objectified that same couple. I remember when I was younger, and man, one of my best friends, at least one of my best friends then at the time, this brother at the time was in a 3-story home. I was in an apartment. I envied his 3-story home. Forget about the fact that he had a yard in the back that wasn't kept up. Forget about the fact there's roaches going all around the house. All I saw was a 3-story home, and I'm in a 1-room, like a 2-bedroom apartment. God, I want this house. Roaches, peeling paint, dirty smells, the whole nine. I remember looking at his girl and she would walk in like half naked and be all over him. And I remember walking out with him and he's going out and he's having sex and cheating with like almost every other woman in the neighborhood and goes home and is like nothing. And I'm like, why can't my wife be like that? Now, forget about the fact that, you know what, there's dishes piled up in the kitchen and there's clothes piled up a mile high in the house and the kids are running around with snotty nose and the whole nine. All I saw was that one little snippet that I objectified. Personal objectification. So we got the 4 thoughts in place, right? I mean, we got self-deprecating, self-doubt, self-entitlement, personal objectification. So now what do we do with it? Number 1, we just got to be aware. Listen, guys, I want you all to know these thoughts, not so that you're sitting here thinking that, man, these are my horrible thoughts, and oh man, the thoughts I thought that were so good, they're really horrible ones, and you're beating yourself up. No, you got to be freaking aware. You just got to know what the thoughts are. You just can't keep thinking that these thoughts are okay to have. That it's okay to think these things and think that they're normal thoughts and they don't really fall in any particular classification, that they're healthy. So you just got to be aware. What's step number 2? I'm going to give you guys probably the number 1 key that was given to me when I first started my recovery in this process. And I got to tell you guys, without this and being mindful about this, I'm pretty sure I would not be where I am right now. So shh, don't tell nobody this. This is going to stay between me and you. It's called first thought wrong, second thought right. Let's talk about that then, right? All right, so what does that mean? When these thoughts come up, number 1, you're mindfully aware. Man, look at the way she sits in that dress. It's a personal objectification thought right there. Recognize it. It's going to happen faster than you think, but you got to practice it to catch it. Don't let these things fester. Catch it as soon as you can. As Craig would say, catch it in its infancy. Right? So you're aware. That's the thought. So first thought, wrong. I want you all to be aware right now. Listen, seriously. If you're an addict, keep in mind, 99.9% of your first thoughts are wrong. Just accept it. I'm going to try this way to get to work. It might get me there a little bit faster. Wrong. She's going to be okay if I don't make a phone call to come in from work because I got to work a little bit. Wrong. I can take the trash out tomorrow morning instead of taking it out tonight. Like I said, wrong. First thought, wrong. For the partners, I'm going to say about 99.5% of your thoughts after the discovery and you really have accepted what's happening in your home, they're probably going to be wrong. Not for everyone, but I need you to still be aware of these thoughts though. Heck, be aware of these thoughts for your kids. When your kids are like, oh, I feel like crap, I didn't win the game. That's not the time to go into the point of like, oh, let me just, encourage you, build you up. You'll get them next time, slugger. Capture that thought. Hey, you, no, we don't have that kind of thinking in my household. Know the thoughts. First thought wrong, second thought right? So the first thought again is like, you know what? Oh man, look how good she looks. All right, first thought wrong, second thought. What's the other second thought about this, right? Well, number one, I'm only seeing a part of this person. I'm recognizing the whole person right now, right? And I don't even know anything outside of what I'm seeing in the surface right now of this person. And number two, this person probably doesn't even want to be objectified by a person like me. Not just saying I'm like a bad person, well, in that moment maybe, but I'm saying that in general, she doesn't want to just be objectified randomly by some stranger that she's probably not romantically involved with. In that moment, that's not the healthy thought to have when you're in a relationship right now. It's just about knowing. We can help you recreate the good thoughts. Trust me, if you get with us, that's what we do. We know how to recreate, break this thing down. Doesn't matter who you get in contact with here at the Mindful Habit. We all got you covered, okay? Especially with the Feed the Right Wolf group. We got you covered. But you got to get in contact with us about it. Those are the 2 steps right there, guys. Know the thoughts. Be aware of the thoughts. Stop running from this stuff. Stop thinking you can change the trigger and you can change the action. Recognize these thoughts, grab the thoughts. If you change your thoughts, you can change your actions. Trying to change your actions without changing your thoughts, futile. Trying to change your actions by only attacking the triggers, futile. Changing your actions by changing your thoughts, success. Listen, that's Coach G coming at you guys. Have an awesome holiday season. Have a great New Year's. Take these thoughts, grab them when you can, toss them out, input the right thought, keep kicking ass. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.